County leaders in the Rock Springs area say they may practice noncompliance should a controversial Bureau of Land Management plan be approved. In an incident dubbed the Sunday Morning Elk Massacre on social media, a truck killed as many as 7 elk at once on a highway north of Meeteetse, and the largest pumpkin ever grown in Wyoming tops 2,000 pounds. We'll take a look at these stories and more today from Wyoming's largest news organization. I'm Wendy Core for Cowboy State Daily. Should the BLM approve its controversial and widely criticized plan for managing 1.8 million acres of public land in Wyoming, don't expect local law enforcement to cooperate. Cowboy State Daily's Mark Hines reports that the Sweetwater County Sheriff, John Grossnickel, has stated that he intends to not enforce BLM regulations, and the county commissioners have said they won't stand in his way.
If they implement road closures or things like that, he says his deputies just won't be assisting the BLM law enforcement with those sorts of things.
Commissioner Island Richards said that county commissioners won't direct the Sweetwater County Sheriff's Office one way or the other, saying they trust him to make his own decisions for his department. Governor Mark Gordon has some concerns about a bill being considered that would give state lawmakers more scrutiny and removal powers over governor appointees. The Wyoming Management Audit Committee considered a proposed bill Tuesday that would make state Senate confirmation of a governor's appointment only effective until the end of that governor's 4-year term or until the appointee's term expires, whichever comes later. Cowboy State Daily's Leo Wolfson says the governor has several concerns about the proposed bill.
He worries that it's going to create an over-politicization of the appointment process where people who are appointed feel particularly beholden to members of the legislature and feel like they need to appease and please them while in service.
Other concerns about the bill include the difficulty posed in hiring prospective employees if they know their job would only be secure for 4 years. 18 Republican-led states are backing a Florida federal appeals court argument against government funding of transgender-related treatments, but Wyoming is not one of those states. Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland reached out to Wyoming's governor and attorney general, but neither have commented on the issue.
Wyoming tends to fight a lot of oil and gas restrictions, some gun restrictions, things like that. But on the bigger transgender cases, I haven't really seen Wyoming participate.
In June, a U.S. District Court judge in northern Florida delivered a ruling invalidating a Florida law barring Medicaid coverage of most transgender-related treatments. On Friday, 18 states filed a brief in the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, arguing on Florida's behalf and for their own interests in regulating Medicaid funding. I'll be back with more news right after this.
At Hilltop Bank, we understand that buying a home is a big decision. That's why we're here to be your trusted partner on the path to home ownership. Our experienced mortgage team will guide you every step of the way, from pre-approval to closing. We offer competitive rates and a wide variety of home loan options to best suit your needs. With our local knowledge and personalized service, you'll feel confident and comfortable throughout the entire home buying process. Contact us today to start your journey toward home ownership. Hilltop Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As many as 7 elk were killed at about 7 a.m. Sunday on Highway 120 just north of Meeteetse when a heavy-duty Ram pickup plowed into a herd that was crossing the road. In what a Wyoming Department of Transportation employee dubbed the Sunday Morning Elk Massacre, the driver of the pickup had no chance of avoiding the herd on a stretch of highway that's notorious for wildlife. That's according to Cowboy State Daily's Mark Hines.
There's a lot of curves, poor visibility, a lot of wildlife in the area. The YDOT employee I spoke with said it was kind of an unavoidable situation. The guy came around a corner. The elk were packed in between 2 guardrails. There was nowhere to go.
The driver of the pickup was uninjured, but the truck was likely totaled, according to YDOT. And when Andy and Amy Corbin's largest pumpkin topped the scales at the Fort Collins Nursery's Giant Pumpkin Contest and Fall Jamboree on Saturday, nobody was more surprised than the Cheyenne couple themselves. Andy told Cowboy State Daily's Andrew Rossi that he quit pre-weighing so he could feel that extra thrill and surprise when it goes on the scale. And was he ever surprised when the scale showed the pumpkin weighed a flabbergasting 2,062 pounds, breaking the Wyoming state record for the most gargantuan pumpkin ever grown. But Corbin and other pumpkin growers around the state aren't settling for a mere 1-ton gourd.
What the last couple of years of pumpkin growing have proven is a 1-ton pumpkin is possible in Wyoming, and the world record now is above 2,700 pounds. With enough care and attention, it is possible to grow a world record-sized pumpkin in Wyoming.
And that's today's news. Get your free digital subscription to Wyoming's only statewide newspaper by hitting the subscribe button on CowboyStateDaily.com. I'm Wendy Core for Cowboy State Daily.